Welcome back, everybody, to Railbirds TV and the 2024 Derby City Classic. This is the Bank Pool Division. We are in round 7, and as you see on your screen, we've got two great players, Shane Van Boening versus Brett Hall. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Gonna do my best to give you the play-by-play. Go over the rules real quick. Like I said, it's bank pool. They obviously lag for the break. Winner break from there. The first to make any 5 balls wins the game. If you happen to scratch or foul, you'll at least owe one or spot one up. There are no kicks, combinations, or caroms allowed. And you must call your pocket. Brett does have one loss to yours truly in round 3. And SVB is gliding through the competition without a loss. We are playing on 4.5-inch diamonds. This is the first event of 3, so this cloth is slidey or slippery. It will make the pockets a little bit more forgiving, but brand new cloth can also be tricky in its own way, and I'm sure you all understand that. There is no break box rule playing bank pool, and Brett is going to start off from the left side, looking to make the 4 in the lower left. And make the 4 he does. It looks to me like the 1's going to dress up. Everything else kind of stayed down table. The 2 tracked back down towards the 9. So I guess first and foremost, the 1 to the lower right corner. And you could say that this could set the tone for Brett. He is a left-handed player. He can play. Shane knows that. You don't want to overlook him or take him for granted. And he's come just short. I figured if you miss that ball, you're going to miss it short. Shane, in my opinion, with his delivery, probably one of the best in the world at the straight back. And he's going to go at the green 6 to the top right. He's going to pinch this maybe with a hair of inside. Might stun or draw. He loves to draw the ball with power. And so he was in between the stun and the draw. He did a little bit of both. You could see the cue ball hesitate there and then come back. He was just a fraction long. I don't think he thought he could miss it long due to the placement of the 7, but he did. And this is where Brett needs to take his time, be a little bit careful. You don't want to leave anything easy. And in my opinion, this is a little risky. What's the cue ball going to end up like? Yeah, I figured if you go into that 6 heavy, you're just going to swallow up behind it. Fortunate for him, the cue ball held up. And he's just looking to baby kick to the 3. Pretty well judged on new cloth. You cannot do much better than that. I don't believe he's left the 7. No, he has not left the 7. Brett taking a look at the 3 to the top right, maybe 1 rail. It will lengthen out on this cloth. He's going 2 rails. So he is, from what I've seen so far, all offense. He's got a good defensive play, too. He could flick the 3 and go up to the top right. Just keep Shane on the defense. Or even flick the 1 and do the same thing. I like flicking the 3 and just going up past the middle, the center middle pocket, to the top right end. It's kind of like you're cutting the 3 towards the 8 almost, or in between the 8 and 9. A little low left. He's going to go at this. Very low percentage, right? Okay, now he's going. Yeah, so if he would have elevated there and come off the 3 and just sucked it up to the top left corner, it's a little better. You're going to keep Shane off of anything real good. Here, he's clearly got the 9. He's also got the 1, I believe. Going to the top right. Notice how level he is. You know, I expected him to be a bit more accurate there because he was so level with the cue. Does the 8 play cross corner? It's tight. I don't know that it does. Yeah, it's tight. If you could shorten it up enough. He's looking at it. But boy, it's risky, right? You leave Shane down here around the patch. You don't want to leave a player like him around the patch. Meaning this big group of balls. You could come off the top side of the 9 and draw 1-2 to the top rail. He's going to cross this. Okay, I like it. There's nothing wrong with that. Very good speed. Very good speed and good decision. Make Shane come off the end rail. Make Shane come with the shot. If he does, he does. There's not much you can do about it, but if the shot isn't there, this game can be very tactical. And you can win by being tactical. He's going to go forward again, leveling out with the 1 to the top left. There it is. Very clean, very accurate. Notice the pace he hit that ball. That's how the ball went in, right? If you hit that ball real hard, it's probably going to spit out, crossing the 3 over with a center left ball here. You just use center. Maybe even a fraction inside. He's got a couple options. He can cross the 8 to the lower left. He's got to contend with the 3. I don't think he'll hit the 3, actually. And you can kind of play with this angle a little bit. You can catch the 8 fuller if you use outside English. If you use an inside English, you've got to catch it thinner. Just short again. He's hit it well. If there's anything I could say about Brett's game constructively, maybe the backswing's just a little quick. He's got a great stroke. Yeah. Does this have the pace? It's going to lengthen out too. Just didn't have the gusto. But notice Shane playing pretty respectfully towards Brett Hall. And these races to 3, it doesn't take much. And this is very aggressive. You've got to get the cue ball back up if you're going to play this ball. Yeah, very, very tough to control. Needs the 8 to get down. Shane's still going to have something on it. Depends on what he wants. Looking probably to the cross corner, the top right. And he's going to go all out here. It will carry some type of position. High cue ball, maybe a touch of outside English again. Straightens the object ball out better than inside. Wow, and I'm a little surprised at the pace he hit that ball. There's a little emotion from Shane as well. Not quite feeling it yet. I don't mind this shot if you can avoid the three. He's going to wrap around two rails, back up table. You just don't want to run into the three. That's the whole purpose of this shot. You can play the 5 to the top left. If you miss it, you typically miss it short. Cue ball's going to wrap around 1-2, back up towards that chalk. Well, he definitely missed it short. This is going to set up. Shane likes this shot. Like I stated earlier, in my opinion, he and Josh Filler are probably the best in the world at the straight back, just because their delivery is so pure. And they generate so much power. Looks like he's going to come back again with the cue ball. Figured he might just stop it there and take the 6 next. Not quite feeling it yet. No, he did stop it. Boy, it looked like he was keying up to draw that ball, but did what I expected initially. And Boening playing for 3. Does he want to go into the 7 at all here? Jiggle those open or just... Yeah, that's what he did. A little unlucky, the 7 buttered up to the 9. If you removed the 3, 2, and 8, you'd have a game of 3 ball at the State Fair. Can he twist the 8 past the 3 to the lower left? I don't think he's taken a look at it yet, but it almost lies where he can twist it back. Now he's looking at it. No real need to do that with a big lead unless he feels good about it. He's just going to play a simple safe. Excuse me, I am out of stroke. I thought he was going to just tick you the 3. Yeah, Brett has a great stroke. I think if he could just slow it down a fraction, might get a little more control. I know. I was guilty of it for about 15 years. Gonna clip the 8 or the 4, excuse me, and come 2 rails to the top. Speed looks pretty great. And pretty great it is. What a hit by SVB. This is trouble for Brett. He's going to have to chip off the 4 and do the same thing. Very tough to come off that back rail and try and straight back this ball. Percentages are low. And you can lose the match from that situation, especially trailing 3 balls to 0. Yeah, this is very tough because he's going to end up going into the blue 2 at worst. Or at best, I guess. Unless you catch it that full, and that's even worse, I believe. Shane will have a cross corner on the 2. And if not, he's got the 7 cross side. Now he's taking a look at the 2. From this angle, the 7 might be a higher percentage. Just going to turn this ball back with a little left English. Yeah. From that angle, it looked like the 8 might have actually been in play, and it clearly was. He did overcut the 2 a little bit, but I think the 7 was the shot there. Not saying he couldn't have made that ball. He wouldn't have shot it. Wow. Brett going 3 to the top middle. Feel like he could shorten this up. 1 rail. Gonna be just a fraction long. Can't fault him for the shot. A lot better if he pinches it with a little inside and gets that cue ball on the rail. Allowing Shane to dig into Whitey. Can really sting. 9 straight back to the top right. Well, that's going to come back. That's not got the right speed on it either. Going to the left middle here. Leveled out with a high ball. Well, he's left Shane elevated over the 2 and 3. He's going to have to think about this. I think the cue ball could be tracking to the top left corner if he goes to the cross side here. Yeah, maybe not. Oh. He caught it a little thin. If he catches it a fraction thinner, there's a threat of a scratch to that top left corner. All right, Brett, it's time. Well, he had a better stroke there. It was a lot more controlled. He's come short every time he's missed a bank. So he's caught the ball real heavy each time. At this point, Shane can't feel too much heat. I know Brett can play. He's just not feeling it. Not yet. And he's had some opportunities. And looking to play the 9 to the lower left here. Needs to get one down. Slow that backswing down. It's a little better. Yeah, and maybe he's just a little amped up, right? Which can happen to all of us. He's playing Shane Van Boening. He's in the 7th round. But that looks more controlled than a few innings ago. Now he's overcut it. Banks can be a brutal game. Shane looking to stiff this or cross the face of it with a heavy ball. I think you've got to cross it. Yeah, he's overturned it. Nice cue ball, though. Little cat and mouse here. Another very tough. Notice There isn't much angle, almost pretty straight on this 9. He's playing it to the lower left. You've got to catch this ball very clean. Well, it actually looked like it skid a little bit. It's not going to make it. It was on track. It's just going to go to the rail. Little tap. You try to bank the 4, but you're straight jacked up off the rail. Because I believe you're going to flirt with that right middle pocket. Looking to 2-rail the 7 to the left middle. Nothing wrong with it. Cue ball's going to stay on this lower end, or should. Is he worried about catching a piece of the 8? I wouldn't go forward. I would have to elevate here. You don't want to leave Shane under the 8 somewhere where he can do something good at it. Yeah, I think this is better. I don't feel like he hit it bad. Just a little short. And going to the top left here. Immediately aware of what ball or what pocket is clear. How'd he hit it? How'd he hit it? I believe the 4 does play to the top left. He's going to go with the 7 to the top right. This ball will drop down on the newer cloth. Look at that ball drop. So you've got to catch it much thinner than you expect. SVB playing for 1. All right, going all out here for cross corner. And he's lost the cue ball. Gonna 0-1. Shane gonna have a straight back for game number 1. So what I see with Brett, and we've all done this, I think that on shots he feels like he's got to hit a little firmer. His stroke gets a little quicker. You know, if there's anything you can say about that or any advice I can give is you really want the consistent backswing. All the power comes from the forward motion. And how sweet and clean. SVB going to take game number 1. I want to thank Bad Boys Billiard Productions so much for their partnership and cooperation. Then, last but not least, our stream sponsors, Hustling Clothing, USA Company, JB Custom Cases, get you a nice case. Olivier Custom Cues, Lippmann Lights, if you need a great light for your nice diamond table. Then get you a sweatshirt or a hat. Locked and Loaded Custom Billiard Apparel. Thank you guys so much for your partnership. Look at this break. Breaks from the box. And that's intentional. He generates so much power. He's not thrilled with the outcome. I think he'll be okay. Showing a lot of frustration he typically doesn't show. Doesn't have any losses. He is a perfectionist, wants to play perfect. Just got to stiff this just a fraction so it's not going to roll off unless he crosses it. Yeah, what a hit. Across the face of it with a heavy ball. Got a good little bump on the blue too. making a backhand motion with his stroke arm, so trying to feel it. Doesn't take much for SVB to start to feel it. Playing for 3, 5 to the lower middle. And a nice hit, high inside ball. Let it check up off that top rail. Cross corner for the 9. And he can go forward if he'd like, or just stop right there. If you stop right there, though, I don't know what you've got next. All depends on what he's feeling. Probably going to pinch it back, knowing him. Yeah, playing for 1. Be a pretty slick little 5 and out. Is he playing this ball 4 rails? Or 3 rails to the right middle? Yeah, it's close. It's real close. It's real close, and it's going to fall. What a 5 and out by Captain America. The crowd loves it. I kind of liked it. I hope you did. 2-0, Van Boening. Take one more look. Pretty clever little shot. I felt like he could pinch it and play it straight back. 1 for the crowd. The 1 waves goodbye before it falls. Yeah, look for the black 8 to the lower left. Never a doubt. I think the speed on the 8 was quicker than the cue ball speed. And look at this. Not throwing his arms up here. Everything rosy in game number 3 for SVB. 1 to the top right. He has got options for position. Coming all the way down for the 9. Wow. Could it be 10 and out? Is it possible? Playing for 4. Playing for 3. And they are there. I can tell you Shane would like to finish like this. It'd give him confidence in his next round. His next several rounds. 1 at a time. Waiting for the player on the table to the left. Yeah, clean, but did he get to the 2? He's all right. He's got the 4 or the 3. I think the 4 is the play if he didn't get to the 2. It's close. He's going to go to the 4. If he can get this down, he's most likely going to get positioned, and this will be a 10 and out, basically. Well, it will be a 10 and out. Playing for 1. Glad I got to call this match. I'm glad you guys had an opportunity to witness it. I can promise you, This is a finish that Shane will be pleased with. Yes, and it is a 10 and out. 5 and out the last game with a trick 3-railer on the last ball. 5 and out this game, and just like that, when it looked a little sketchy in the middle, Van Boening comes with the 10 and out. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you guys for joining us. Do us a favor. Go to YouTube, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Railbirds TV. Thank you all so much. Until next time, talk to you soon.